Coming to you from under a gazebo away from my brother's train, which is late. It's one more standout time! How you guys doing today? Happy Sunday, happy one more standout time, and happy birthday, Miguel Silva. This one's for you, man. We'll talk about that man at the end. But as for now, let's get into the discussion, which regards calorie restriction versus calorie restriction plus eating food in a short window of time, or at least a certain window of time, and that's time-restricted feeding. A recent meta-analysis involving 575 either overweight or obese people had them either do calorie restriction alone or calorie restriction plus time-restricted feeding. The time-restricted feeding window is anywhere from 8 to 12 hours, so not even a super strict, tight window. Again, a 16-8 really at best across the 8 randomized controlled trials. What they did was they measured anthropometric parameters such as body weight, waist circumference, and fat mass. The trials ranged anywhere from 2 months to a year in duration. And the results showed that the group that did the calorie restriction plus time-restricted feeding had a 30% greater reduction in their waist circumference, at least 30% of an inch, 0.3 inches off their waist circumference. So they're not 30% more. 0.3 inches they lost off their waist more on average. They had these people eating about the same amount of calories. They just ate them in a shorter window of time. Right? That's one. 2, they lost 3 pounds more over the time period on average than the group that did just pure calorie restriction. And 3, probably the biggest one, they lost an additional 4.2 pounds of fat mass compared to the group that did pure calorie restriction. Very interesting. I mean, we pretty much, we knew the results would favor the group that did the time-restricted feeding as well as calorie restriction compared to pure calorie restriction alone. And why is that? Because, previous trials have shown that, albeit there's no difference typically in weight loss, which there was in this trial, between calorie restriction and intermittent fasting with calorie restriction, or fasting alone, right? There's a difference in terms of body composition. If you're looking for improved body composition and maintaining lean mass and manipulating the endocrinology properly so that you release more growth hormone and testosterone and you have more active lipolytic enzymes, you're burning more fat, then fasting, time-restricted feeding, at least in some fashion, doesn't need to be too aggressive. Again, these were 8 to 12-hour windows, right, on average, which is a lot of time to eat this pretty much all day, right? Has proven to be better for improving body composition. So as opposed to purely losing weight with just eating less, right? So that's what we got for you guys. I hope you got something out of it. Happy birthday, Miguel Silva. Happy birthday, you bastard. Miguel is freaking hilarious. You guys should check him out. Again, Miguel Silva. He is a comedian now, and I've seen him a few times, and he's made me pretty much piss my pants every time. So it's been really great. And I recommend you guys go see him. Unless you are I'm not even going to get into the demographics, actually, that he's with the party. We're not even going to go into this conversation. But, if you're sensitive at all, you probably shouldn't go, okay? If you take things to heart or too seriously. And just know he's not talking about you when he's talking anyway, so it doesn't even matter. But happy birthday, man. I think of you, obviously, I think of a brother for life. I think of a great friend. And, you're always there. Every time I hit you up about something, you always come through. And, you make the days better, whether it's 4th of July, birthday party, whatever it is. So I appreciate you always being there and being a good dude. And, we got a lot more good times to come, man. You're gonna, I respect what you're doing. Now Too Sore, Granny Grange, Simply Albany. What up, Jan Berlin, Bad Meg, Holly, Alexis, Optimal Nutritionist, can't shake the feeling. And the first one of the day, Julian Ernesto Garcia. Thank you for hopping on, my fine feather friend. I hope you have a great day today. Happy Sunday. This one as well is for you. As for the rest of you, thank you very much. That's all we got for you, folks. We'll see you tomorrow, baby. Not sure where, not sure when, but we'll see you then. Have a great one. Thanks a lot. Happy When Wellness. See you later. For those of you late to the party, calorie restriction plus time restricted feeding outperformed calorie restriction alone in terms of measuring anthropometric parameters over the course of anywhere from 2 months to a year in a meta-analysis of 575 people involving 8 randomized controlled trials. And the anthropometric parameters, like a tongue twister, were body weight, waist circumference, and fat mass. The reductions in fat mass, an additional 4.2 pounds for the group that had calorie restriction plus 8 in anywhere from an 8 to 12 hour window every day. Not even a very short window, but it's some form of time restricted feeding along with the calorie restriction instead of calorie restriction alone. They lost 3 pounds in general in terms of weight loss more on average, and a third of an inch off their waist more on average. So that's what we were talking about today. You guys have a great one. Thanks. That's the gist of it.